Chapter 8 The Uprising. Lynn finally comes face to face with Isidron. The creature stood up and towered over Lynn, but she was not intimidated, and she was ready to vanquish this demonic alien once and for all. Who dares challenges me? Isidron asked. I am of the descent of the great warrior, and I am here to vanquish you. For this earth, for my ancestors, it's my birthright, said Lynn as she pulled out her dagger. Foolish woman. No human can defeat the great Isidron. Then Lynn leaped into the air and sliced Isidron's side with her dagger. The alien then knew Lynn meant business. Ah! That weapon. I recognize your blade. I recognize your blood. You are the daughter of that fool that casted me away those centuries ago. No matter. Neither he or that pointy stick has the power to vanquish me. And neither do you. Suddenly, Isidron shapeshifted into a bat-like creature and swooped down to kill Lynn with his jaws. Lynn jumped through the trees trying to gain some distance, but the demon managed to strike her on her back. But before it could attack again, Lynn took out one of her arrows and aimed it squarely at its head with a perfect shot. Isidron fell back to earth, but then suddenly it shifted into a serpent, letting out a loud roar that even Morris heard it. It came after Lynn with such speed, but Lynn blocked its every strike with her shield, and then jumped up and channeling the power of the Uniduty, she made a thunderclap with her hands. The force was so strong it knocked Isidron to the ground. It looked as if Isidron was defeated. Lynn took out her spear to kill it, but it's over for you, demon. Your gruesome evil ends now, Lynn said as she was about to strike the final blow. You think you won, but Isidron has just begun. Then, without warning, Isidron spat this bacterium onto Lynn. She tried to brush it off, but it was growing all over her until she was encapsulated, making her drop all her weapons, including the spear. You won't be needing this, said Isidron as it took the weapons and the cocoon Lynn was trapped in, back inside his ship, where the colony was almost fully developed. Meanwhile, back at Geloni's house, Trey went by to see him when Brenda answered the door, and she was a nervous wreck. Hey, Miss Brenda, where is he? Where's my son? He's been gone for 7 hours, and I haven't gotten a call or a text or anything, Brenda shouted in concern. Yeah, he hasn't texted me either. That's why I came over here. I thought he was home, said Trey. Has he been with any other friends? Well, I know he's been getting real close to Dez. He's like this DL guy from the football team. They've been like together, like they real serious about each other, said Trey. Oh my God. I told him to be careful with those down low guys. Trey, he could have done something to him, shouted Brenda. Trey didn't want to think that. I mean, Dez has been low-key unstable after being outed on social media. He did ask Geloni to meet him in an empty locker room. Trey was really starting to worry because Dez seemed like an angel the way Geloni described him, and hopefully didn't take all that anger out on Geloni or did something crazy. But what Trey and Brenda don't know was that both boys were abducted by Isidron and placed in his chambers, where he plans to use their blood to feed his growing colony. In the ship, Geloni awoken after being abducted and realized he was stuck in an orange capsule with tubes attached to him, with Dez in the same predicament, and he was in shock at the alien shit he saw. And then he saw Shawn's real body in the capsule with his blood being ciphered in 2 boxes. What the fuck is this? Ah, yes. You have awakened. Your precious human blood will be used to feed my children. I had to imitate your friend to get close to you, you humans. And once your blood is used, Your flesh will be mine, said Cinnamon. Morris was in the car when he knew Lynn was gone too long and decided that she might need to be rescued. Are you sure about this, sir? This monster killed a 5-star colonel and his whole brigade. What makes you think you can face it? Said an official talking to the navigation screen. Look, Lynn might be in trouble. I have to go in and save her. We don't know what this thing is capable of. She might be the only one that can stop this alien. And we can't let it kill her, said Morris. Just be careful. And then Morris, armed with his special gun and a few tear gas grenades, went into the woods towards the ship. He saw it and snuck inside, looking at all his surroundings preparing for a sudden attack. And then he came to the chamber where he saw Geloni, Des, and Shawn in the capsules. He took out his silencer gun, and as the air seeped out, he was able to pull the orange skin off, break off the tubes with his hands, and free them. Who are you? Asked Geloni. I'm from the FBI. Look, no time to explain. We have to get out of here before it comes back, said Morris. But Shawn wasn't awake. The tube sucked out so much of his blood that he passed out, and for a few moments Geloni forgot this was the dude that bullied him extensively. You think he'll be alright? Des asked. We need to get him to a hospital, said Morris. Going somewhere? Said Siron as it approached them. You guys go. Take him with you. I'll handle this, shouted Morris. Des and Geloni dragged Shawn towards the exit, but Cinnamon saw and was about to strike them when Morris threw this elastic rope on the alien and it let out an electric shock, crippling Cinnamon. And then Morris threw some tear gas, which caused a good enough distraction, and they dragged Shawn out the ship. But Morris stayed behind. You guys go ahead. I have to find someone. Morris took advantage of the alien's temporary entanglement and went to search for Lynn when suddenly he saw Lynn's weapons next to his door. He went inside and saw his cocoon hanging from the roof, thinking it was her. He shot at the string it was hanging from and it fell to the ground. He was trying his best to break Lynn out, but it wasn't working. The shell was too tough. But then suddenly, you think you can outsmart Incineron? I will die trying to defeat you, but you will not take over this earth. I will make sure of that, said Morris as he looked at the alien. Morris charged at the alien and shot at it, dodging the alien's sudden attacks when Incineron knocked the gun out of his hand. It looked like Morris was defeated until he took out the dagger that Lynn had and used that to fight the alien, cutting its flesh. But as they were fighting, there was a noise from the chamber. The eggs were hatching. One by one, these little Incineron lookalikes jumped out and they grew into fully developed creatures, each with its own set of fangs and long reptilian tails just like the breeder. Morris was trying hard, but Incineron had an advantage and struck him, throwing him against the wall, as he lay there weaponless. You are finished. I think my digestive tract has room for one more human. Incineron said as he creeped towards Morris. Not today. Then Morris had one more trick up his sleeve. He took out a flash bomb and temporarily blinded the demon, while he made a quick escape to a part of the ship where Incineron couldn't see him. And the force of the hit against the wall meant that his whole left side was injured, and he's still yet to find Lynn. Lynn, wherever you are, we could really use those spirits right now, said Morris in pain, not realizing that Lynn was right in front of him behind that metal door. Meanwhile, Des and Geloni dragged Shawn out the woods as fast as they could, but Geloni cut himself on his arm, and it was really bloody, so Des took off his shirt and wrapped it around his wound. Thanks, baby. You didn't have to do that, said Geloni. Nah, it's all good. Just as long as you're okay, that's all I care about, said Des. And even though this was a bad time, Geloni was so turned on by seeing Des shirtless, his chest moving as he lifted up Shawn, and seeing him all sweaty and wet like a sauna. Geloni had a smile on his face in the midst of the situation. They finally got out the woods and saw these marshals pull up in Suburbans. They were the reinforcements. Are you guys all right? Asked one. I just need to call my mom, said Geloni. Listen, go with that official right there. He'll take you guys to the hospital. And then Des and Geloni put an unconscious Shawn in the trunk, and got inside the SUV while they were escorted to the hospital. And on their way, Geloni and Dez held hands. Dez was gripping it kind of tight, and they both smiled at each other. That's how much they loved each other. The marshals were about to go into the woods when suddenly a legion of 6,000 aliens marched out the woods. A Cideron ship lifted out the dirt and flew over them as the legion crossed the interstate, making cars crash as the aliens busted open windows, snatching the people out and ate them alive. Then the legion marched towards downtown Memphis. They attacked and killed any human in their way. The Memphis PD was no match for the evil as the legion sliced them with their long, jagged tails. Then the ship shot a laser at the tall buildings, destroying them as the ship landed on top of the Memphis pyramid. The Legion invaded inside and made a new colony. This will be my throne, said Iceron as he built new chambers for the 150,000 more eggs. The marshals watched in shock. They had a huge crisis on their hands, and for the first time probably in American history, the government was powerless. Morris woke up and realized the new, even larger lair they made in the pyramid. He was going to have a hell of a time getting out. Lynn has to break free from this prison, or the Legion will take over the world,